What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer, and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the silver stacking community. The best way to help this video out and this channel is by liking the video, commenting, and definitely subscribing, since I'm giving some silver away to 2 lucky stackers and the entry video is open. I also am now doing a new thing where I give an ounce of silver away to someone that comments that month on one of my videos that I like. And I already picked the first winner, by the way. I already told him to email me, so comment and you might win some silver that way as well. And there's a game I like to play. Every video, I'm going to show an ounce of silver from my stack. And I want you to comment down below, cop or drop. Let me know if you like this coin. If you do, then comment cop. If it's a drop, if you don't like it, then comment drop. I want everyone to do this. I think this is a fun way to engage you all and just see what your style is. So this video, it's a 2019 Rwanda series, Year of the Pig. It's my favorite. I absolutely think these coins look wicked. If you've never had a Rwanda coin like this, it is probably the coolest looking coin out there, just because there's so many finishes and just different types of textures on there, and plus it comes out every single year, and the coins come in this like very cool plastic flip. Only the Rwanda series does this, or that packages it in this thing. I think it's pretty cool. I would never take it out of this. If you do have any of these, I highly recommend you keep them in this. Be a lot easier to sell, and plus that's proof that it's never been touched by human hands, and just validation that it's real. But yeah, is it a copper drop? Let me know. Now, the age-old question is, how much silver do you need? Do you have enough silver? Do you think you have enough silver? We're going to break this down, and we're going to talk about actual numbers. All these articles I see on here, they don't give an actual number. They're just saying, blah, blah, as much as you think. It's like, no, we want actual numbers. So today, I did something. I have my handy dandy calculator, and we're going to talk about, for each and every single one of you, how much you need. So make sure you like this video, please, because I really want a lot of people to see this, because you're probably underestimating how much silver you need. A lot of people say 100 ounces is the first goal. But if you have 100 ounces of silver and silver hits $100, that's only $10,000. If you're 16, that might sound like a lot of money, but a lot of us are much older and we have much bigger goals than that, right? So we're going to look at this. Now, I have several different articles. This is going to be maybe a more lengthy video, but please watch all the way through, because we have some important stuff to talk about in this video, folks. Please like this video. Please share. I really want people to see this. So, how much gold and silver is needed for a financial crisis? This is the big one. It goes over every single dollar amount, from your monthly expenses to $500 to $20,000. It goes from 6 months to 5 years, how much you would need if a financial crisis occurred and you were to live off this. But we could also flip that and just look at how much silver you need. But we also have another article, how much gold and silver should I own? Another one, how much silver should I own? And then there's an article from Quora titled, how much physical silver should you own in your investment? And I like this one, because the comment down here from this guy, he breaks it down to some very important points, and I really want to cover his comment. So this is going to be a great video, to say the least. I think you understand why I really want you to like this video and leave a comment, because engagement really does help the video get recommended. So before we go in, how much silver do you think you need? I want you to answer it before we even talk about this. How much silver, or do you have a goal? A lot of people, the beginner's goal is usually the first 100 ounces, right? First 100 ounces. But obviously that's not enough. Unless you're thinking about silver hitting $1,000, then that's $100,000. Then maybe that's enough. But how much do you think you need? Okay, and this also varies from person to person, different financial situations, different ages. Some people this is their retirement. Some people, they are retired, right? Some people, maybe you're like my age and you're not planning on selling for 20 years, so your goal's a lot different because you have a lot more time. Or someone, maybe you're already retired and maybe, you're ready to throw in the towel and sell within 5 years or so. You can see how it could depend upon each individual. Some people work minimum wage jobs. Some people make a lot of money. So that all does depend. So just remember that before we go in, because I want you to really think about this yourself. Reflect upon yourself in this. So let's jump into it. Investors looking to put money into precious metals have a lot to consider. Should you invest into metals or ETFs? Definitely metals. If you can't hold it, you don't own it. If you can't hold this, you don't own it. All those people on the COMEX that think they have all that silver, they don't, because every one of these ounces, theoretically, someone else thinks they own this on the COMEX, but only I own this because I'm the one holding it in my hand. Remember that. Anyways, should you invest into metals or ETFs? We already know that answer. So anyways, let's look at this. It's all up to you. See what I'm saying? It's up to you. Yeah, it is up to you. That's why we're asking, right? That's why we want to know. So anyways, now many so-called experts recommend investing into stocks. 30% to 40% investment in precious metals, generally 10 to 20% of that said should be in gold and silver each. Now, stocks are a terrible investment. If you've looked at like the last, X amount of years, several decades, from stocks to precious metals, it's a no-brainer. Now, the allocation can get a little more confusing when considering platinum and palladium. Now, we're just talking about silver in this, okay? So let's break it down. Do you consider yourself in a reasonably safe financial environment? If so, you may not need to invest as much into precious metals as you may think. Generally, these assets are seen as safe haven from a failing economy. However, if there looks to be a financial crisis looming, you may want to invest in a fair amount of gold and silver to protect your funds. Of course, there are also pros and cons to each, which we'll detail right here. Right off bat, gold's always more expensive, but it is more safe since it's less volatile. Now, silver is easier to buy than gold, although it's certainly more volatile, like literally what I just said. But it's also, it's cheaper, it's more affordable. But if you're investing in heavy amounts, take this in note. If you're someone that buys a lot or is thinking about buying a lot of precious metals, you can fit $100,000 worth of gold in a shoebox. You can't fit $100,000 of silver in a shoebox. Think about that. But anyways, they even, I think, talk about that. Silver needs more space due to its ounce per value and can tarnish as time goes on. But if you're not looking at, collectibles, that really doesn't matter. And plus, using tarnish strips in your safe, dehumidifier, silica gel packs, capsules, gloves, capsule tubes, it's pretty easy to I guess, preserve the condition. It's not rocket science. But anyways, while that use case for silver seems to make it more valuable, it also means the price can be more affected. This is why silver is more volatile. It's a much smaller market than gold, and silver is used for industry. So anyways, he didn't really mention as much as I was hoping, so let's move to the next one, and then we'll go over some numbers, just as top of the hour thing. So how much silver should I own? Have you ever thought about buying silver? Maybe you've gone to coin stores and visit the post office and wondered if you should own some coins. Maybe instead you have concerns over your macroeconomic landscape. Is silver a good hedge against inflation? Okay. How much silver should I own outside of inflationary risk? If you do not think inflation rates are going up over the coming years, well, what then? Well, maybe many people see inherent risks in fiat currency. Simply put, if governments keep printing money, countries could end up declaring bankruptcy and issuing new currencies. In some ways, this is much like mega inflation. And guess what? Federal Chairman Jerome Powell actually talked about last week a new currency replacing the dollar or working with it. Yeah. Go check out the podcast that's airing this Friday. We actually showed the Twitter clip. Me and my co-host broke it down, talked about our opinions. but federal chairman Jerome Powell actually announced that there might be a new currency replacing the US dollar. Crypto? Maybe. They can't control crypto. But anyway, that's a whole separate video I'll do sometime. But also check out the podcast that we show the clip, we break it down. TJ shares some really insightful stuff because, my co-host, he's a chartered financial analyst. He's the numbers guy. He does spreadsheets. He has a website that looks at the numbers and CPI data. He's a genius, right? That's why I have him on as a co-host. But besides the point, okay, that's a really interesting topic that I got to make a video on soon. But besides that point, the dollar's depreciating in value. So when you put your money into silver, you're preserving it. Now, we don't need to talk about this. I'm getting a little off topic. I'm sorry. We're talking about how much silver should you own. Okay, so let's get back on topic, Silver Slayer. Okay. The strategy that a lot of people use is to maintain a constant amount of silver in their portfolio. Unlike speculators, these people bank on the slow appreciation of precious metals. Right? They're just talking about why you should buy silver. They're not talking about how much should you own. Okay, so here we go, some actual percentages. We do not recommend exceeding 25% cap in bullion or any asset. That's an opinion, but as we said, we are not investment advisors. Now, I do have another question for you. Do you invest into other things? You don't have to say, your actual percentages of stocks to crypto to real estate to precious metals, but do you invest in other things? I invest into crypto a little bit, but besides that, it's precious metals and crypto. I do want to eventually get into real estate, but that's that's a long shot away. That's a big thing. And by the way, I don't ever invest into anything before I understand it. Actually, I got into crypto in like 2016, but what I did was I posted my YouTube videos on a site called Steemit, where you actually earned Steam tokens or Steam dollars. So I got into Bitcoin and stuff before spending a single dollar of my own out of my own pocket, and that was the smartest way to do that because I didn't know what I was doing yet. So it allowed me to earn some crypto, and then kind of mess around with it and experiment. And then I made my how to buy a Bitcoin for beginners video, which had like hundreds of thousands of views, where I broke down literally from someone who never invested a single nothing. I showed how to buy it on Coinbase. I showed what a hot wallet is, a cold wallet, how to send it there, how to send it back, how to cash out to your PayPal or bank. Anyways, that was a whole separate point as well. I'm very talkative today. I'm in a good mood, but that's why I should like this video. But anyways, shout out to YouTube for taking that video down, by the way, because I posted link to faucet sites, which you could technically gamble on. It was a site to store your crypto, but you could gamble on there. And then they made a rule that you're not allowed to promote gambling. And when I made that video, that was allowed, but they backdated after they made the rule and then took the video down from it doesn't make sense, right? They should have made videos from that day on, not make a rule and then go backwards and then strike videos. But anyways, I really do want to know if you invest into other things. Diversification is key, maybe even into gold. And I do think that you should. You definitely should. Now, if you just want to go on silver, that's okay. Now let's do some numbers. Let's say, now obviously we know if you have 100 ounces of silver and it hits $100, that's $10,000. So let's say you have 500 ounces. Maybe that's like, an intermediate. You have some, a decent stack, 500 ounces. And let's say silver, you cash out at $75. That's $37,500. So let's say you have 500 ounces and you sell at $250. Maybe, in 15, 20 years, silver's, it explodes. That's $125,000. Let's say you have 100 ounces and silver hits, let's say you end up selling at $150, or I didn't mean it. Let's say you have 500 ounces and you sell at $150. Hold on, let me clear this. 500 ounces, $150. That's $75,000. let's do that. Let's say you have 100 ounces and you sell at $150. That's 15,000. Let's say you're a serious stacker. You've been investing for years and years, so you have a lot of silver. Let's say you have 2,000 ounces of silver and you sell at, let's say silver hits triple digits. Let's say um you have 2,000 ounces. Let's say you sell at $150. That's $300,000, right? That's some serious cash there. So I hope the point was not each number. The point was to give you an idea of, if you're trying to make some real money, you're gonna have to buy a lot of silver, or at least wait for the price to go up. Now, here's another thing though. Yes, all these numbers are great, but how much did you put into it? Because this might say $300,000, but what is the price that you bought at? That's why I'm saying we have to buy silver now. Because if you're buying, let's say let's say you have 2,000 ounces and you sell at $150, but you bought most of your silver for $80+, that $300,000 isn't so pretty anymore. You get what I'm saying? You got to buy silver now before the curve. So I really wanted to put that in perspective, so you see that you might not have as much as you think you need, and hopefully you're on path to do so, and hopefully you also be patient though. I'm not trying to say spend 75% of your paycheck right now. You don't want to do that, because then you'll end up selling some silver as soon as an emergency rises or your car breaks down. And actually, I recommend, before you even get into silver, learn how to manage money in a bank account. If you can't save money, then you're going to end up selling your silver anyways. You have to have money saved up in your bank account for emergencies and so on and so forth, and learning how to save, learning the value of the dollar, learning, money, right? So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I really hope this video was informational. I think this is probably one of the most informational videos out there, talking about how much silver you need, since we covered all this stuff and went over some numbers and talked about, from person to person. I really think now that you watch this video, you have an idea yourself. Hopefully you do. Also, remember to like the video, comment, share it. Please do that. Also, let me know if this coin is a cop or a drop. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.